So the MAGA folks now have a new friend in the fight, which is Allah himself has come to bat, and in this case, in his followers, who are turning up to side with the MAGA followers.
And is this another example of white supremacy?
Yes,
I take it?
This is indeed. The Muslims are now white. It's a very expanding white race. Expands by the day, I see. But as we start off, I'll just plug something here, being the politics of four lions. No relevance whatsoever. Anyway, moving on. You can go check that out. It's fantastic. It's just the politics in there and contradictions which shall not be named. But we'll go to the fact of, well, what is America? America is an international joke. And I found this in Afghanistan as well as everywhere else. I mean, when we turned up, I don't know if you've seen, but I managed to find a whole bunch of folders of gender sensitivity training. They're in the bin.
In Afghanistan?
Yeah, they're in the trash.
Because I take it that's the priority for Afghanistan.
Yeah, it was. And now they're in the trash. They were literally about to be thrown out because the new government don't need that no more.
Yeah, and the old government didn't need it either.
No, and when you would think, okay, what was America exporting? I say, you got that, and then maybe an argument for what they're doing there, but how far does that go? And we can check back in with the United States to see how far it went. With Joe Rogan here, talking to Tulsi Gabbard and telling them about the fact that he knows a teacher at a school where they were forced to install a litter box for a student who identifies as a cat. I don't know if you've seen this clip, but it's real as well. And I think he's mentioned it before, so it's consistent. Okay.
So if we're going to affirm them to that level, where we give them litter boxes if they identify as a cat, like, can another student identify as a dog and bite them?
Presumably, yes. It would be pretty dog-phobic to try and stop them.
Yeah.
If dogs weren't haram. But it's not the only place. We also have Rebel News, who have decided to turn up to a local school here. This was at the Helton District School Board meeting, where they turned up with big bazungas. Remember, this is the school board that let the teacher in the woodworking class with the big bazungas turn up and teach. Yeah. So Rebel News just sent a guy down, dressed as appropriate as the teachers do.
That's not a guy. That's a woman. That's a real woman.
I don't think he even identifies. I think it's just for the day.
Well, I'm still going to affirm her.
Fair enough. And there you have the prosthetic breasts in the school, and he's arguing with them, and obviously the contradictions are apparent. And the whole of the United States and Canada and England and every other part of the Anglosphere has recognised these problems. I mean, this parent here just starts talking about the fact that how the hell did you just put the teacher on leave? Why haven't you fired him yet? So everyone knows. Everyone knows.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's another group that's been a bit silent on this and suddenly has realised, at least in the United States, Allahu Akbar. Folks, because we have here, on Monday, Dearborn Public Schools Board meeting in Michigan was shut down as hundreds of Muslims protested against the use of LGBTQ books. They held up signs in Arabic and English, referencing the fact that the majority of them believe homosexuality is a sin. I think all of them. But it's also the fact, I believe, in this specific incident, this books as well, were not just saying gay people exist.
Yeah.
They were also pornographic.
Yeah.
For kids.
And they're in a school. They're they're for children. I mean, fair enough. I think a lot of people would have no problem at all with any of that being available for adults. Or especially if you can just go and find them yourself in the library. But for this to be accessible by children and also kind of pushed on children, this is the thing. It's been sort of like just forced on children, which is that's obviously very dodgy. By the way, that noise you can hear just faintly in the background is the Guardian short-circuiting, trying to decide which side to come down on, to trying to pick a side in this.
Well, we can actually see in real time what happened with the Guardian readers, because a bloke turned up to this, presumably Guardian reader. As I say, a gay man said that the books don't make people gay. He calls for unity between Muslims and gays. All right, put a pin in that. He says, the far right in this country hates both of us. He is booed and laughed at by the crowd.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, like, they're making far right out to be, like, they just say anything. Anything is far right if it doesn't adhere to the strict doctrine of everybody must be gay and trans and diverse and all the rest of it. And it's like, really... most people would be like, no, I don't think this is appropriate for kids. That doesn't make them far right. That makes them like a regular parent.
Yeah, I mean, we had this in Birmingham before in the UK, where there were Muslim parents who turned up, and we went and met them, and they seemed perfectly reasonable. They were just like, yeah, we don't care that gay people exist. It's not actually our problem.
Yeah.
Here's the books, and they just show you, and it was pornographic, and they went, yeah, not that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
specifically this.
Kufar, you do as you want, but you don't bring porn to our kids. So, fair deal. And it seems to be the same situation. But I just love the absolute ignorance of left-wing Americans. Could you imagine standing up and saying, fellow Muslims, me and my gay tribe are with you? I'm just like, I don't think anyone is that stupid,
Yeah.
except maybe left-wing Americans,
Yeah.
where they think, fellow brown people, am I right? And the Muslims are sat there going, what? What are you talking about? We're not Africans. You should go see racism in the Middle East. It's very extreme. Anyway, but the response to all of this spawned a very pretty meme, as you referenced. This is a fake news Atlantic article. Don't delete this, YouTube. They have here the title being The Evolution of White Supremacy. In Dearborn, Michigan, Muslim parents who oppose teaching pornography to children become the new face of the far right.
Yeah.
Happy to have them. If the far right is opposing giving porn to kids, I think the far right might have a point. I think the far right also think drinking water is viable. Maybe the far left disagree on that one as well now. I don't.
Well, if they're going to cut, I mean, the far left are cutting off, or the leftist ideologists are cutting off access to banking to people like Kanye West. So I mean, that's only a step removed from cutting off access to water. I mean, if you're going to cut off one service that you need for life, why not cut off others? Why not stop him buying bread? Stop him buying, getting air?
Why not just issue the death penalty for all non-believers?
Yeah. And this is, although this is a fake, this actually suckered me, because I just assumed this would be correct, because The Atlantic has shared, stories that are just as ridiculous.
Yeah, I 100% believe it too. I had to look up and research, is this real, and found it wasn't. The thing is, the original poster of this meme who made it and then put it on twitter.com, he got banned for that. Like, his tweet was deleted, presumably for being fake news. But the mad lad just keeps doing it. As you can see here, he just carried on making more of them. This one being, no, Dearborn, Michigan is not under Sharia law. A joke article proclaiming that Dearborn, Michigan voted to impose Sharia, or Islamic law, on its residents prompted so many angry calls to Dearborn officials this week that the city had to issue a statement denying it by the same author here.
Yeah.
And this is in response to the author screeching, which is like, no, that fake article isn't me. Like, yeah, but it could be.
Yeah,
That's the joke. I don't know why this is news to left-wingers, but sometimes if you take something and change some of the text to change its meaning, but it's still just as believable, that's comedy or something like that. I don't know. But if we go to the next one, we also have the real articles. So this one here, this is by the actual author. So you were saying, publish the same things, in defense of naked Joe Biden.
And she did. You might have this in your list, but she did an article saying the OK hand sign is far right, and that's something you do.
I thought that was a joke one. Okay.
Yeah, that's something you do as when you're scuba diving, or you could be about to masturbate. It's a common sign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
obviously you're more of a
white supremacy is what that is. I thought that was a fake one, so I didn't include it, but Jesus Christ, it really is that comical. But if we get to the next one here, we can see more of this, because we now have crowds applauding a speaker who opposes the LGBTQ books, and then chants at Dearborn School Board, shame on you. There's 600 people in this meeting. Yeah. I'm quite proud of this.
Yeah.
I'm quite impressed that we've managed to, let's say, the anti-critical race theory, anti-leftist social movements to say, how about you just teach the kids to read and write?
Yeah,
I'll make the deal. That's
especially
cool.
right now because of lockdown, kids are really falling behind in their basic core competencies in reading, writing, arithmetic, and stuff like that. And this is sort of like, I mean, obviously it's not as dramatic as the protests in Iran or Russia, but this is people, regular people, common sense people, standing up against oppression by a tiny group of ideologists who somehow have seized all organisations through equality, diversity and inclusion and made them sort of kowtow to this doctrine, which is nuts.
But that coalition of people who just want you to teach the kids to read and write is quite broad.
Yeah.
But it's been suppressed for quite some time.
Yeah.
That if you dare speak out against this stuff, you are
transphobic or...
The attempt is made that you are a minority individual in this opinion and you're some kind of fringe lunatic.
Yeah.
But no, the reality is evident.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the entire room chanting shame on you for showing porn to kids, which I don't know how we got this low, but that's where the West is.
Yeah.
And the school board, after all this, didn't take it well either. You have how it will be next election cycle from President Mitch here. Allahu Akbar. That's all I have to say. Look forward to it, I guess. Which no, you literally have the guy there. Anyway, but if we go to the next one, there's more memes about all of this as well. Let's just check in on the school board meeting. We have the school board current elected representatives looking as one artist renditioned. And then we have the fact of the protesters, the Islamic protesters. I'm kind of proud of how honest they are.
Yeah.
Here's one of them. Don't know if you've seen this. Some guy turns up, love the outfit, with a sign that says, "Democracy matters, we're the majority."
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And if you think democracy is God, well, there you have it. There is the situation you will end up with, which is Sharia. Fantastic. Meanwhile...
And another sign said, homosexuality, big sin, which just shows why they need to focus on grammar.
It's the big gay.
Yeah. they need to, that sign doesn't make
just,
grammatical sense.
It should be big homosexuality, sin. Small homosexuality, not so bad.
Yeah, adultery, big sin. Homosexuality, big sin. Marriage phenomenon between man and woman. Innate sexual desire between man and woman. All divine religions are against this kind of relationship. I mean, apart from the religion of woke.
I just, I mean, the whole thing is just a pure meme center for people like us who are like, well, we told you, and you didn't listen, so yeah, you deserve it. Enjoy.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the American right is having similar problems in this regard. We can check out Matt Walsh, who is giving speeches across the nation, showing his movie about what women are and aren't. It's weirdly popular.
And here's some trans activists looking, well, they look like dainty women to me.
Yeah, Black
Obviously.
Panthers, as the turfs call them.
Jeez, that one looks like Big Van Vader. I mean, she looks like Big Van Vader.
I don't know if we know it's a he or a she. Now what?
I don't think. I don't think it makes any difference. It's a terminology that's lost all meaning.
Yeah. So I mean, local lunatics, I suppose we'll call them, out here with their balaclavas on. They're made from their mum's 90, and they're protesting Matt Walsh showing a movie about that women exist. Which again, if you describe the concept of that movie to like a Chinese investor, it's like, oh, we're gonna make a movie in the West. I'd love your money. Well, what's it gonna be about? Well, it's gonna be about the fact that women are different from men. And then?
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's the concept. And it'll make $1 billion. I mean, he'd never give you the money, but it works in the West because, that's the debate we're having. I suppose we'll enjoy the Black Panthers, as they screech. Let's play this clip. Do we not have the clip? There should be the clip in there. Oh, well. I suppose we'll play it from the Twitter side if we don't have it in the folder. So, let's have that. Apparently John does just in the wrong order or something like that. Anyway, but they're just screeching here. They say in the text that the person who was filming was forcibly removed by Antifa and protesters outside of Matt Walsh's movie screening as they interlocked their hands and surrounded me. So, perfectly nice, folks. Let's play.
Why are you here, bro?
I'm documenting.
Hey, get the f*** out! Get the f*** out, you fascist! Get out!
Bro, we know you roll with Nazis
Credential
every
press.
time.
Like, you're weird as fuck, bro.
Every time the Nazis are
I ain't
here,
causing
you're
you any
always-
problems, bro. I'm literally recording.
Go to your fucking side. Go to
I
your
have
side.
no side. I'm credential press.
No, you're fucking weird, bro.
No, I'm
You're
credential
fucking
press.
weird. That's what you are.
You're the one in a mask, bro.
You're fucking weird.
I'm
not
literally
asking
credential
about
press.
protection. Shut the f***
Back
You've
up
always
from
got
me, bro.
flags in
I'm
this
not
one.
causing you any
Yeah.
problems. What was that? Can I get you this side? Oh, you're not on camera. I don't know what your problem is, bro. I'm not causing any problems right now. It's literally just you.
I mean, you're the one who's just going
You're the
around
one that's
going
hanging out with Nazis and shit.
When
hang out
have
with
I
white
hung out with
supremacists?
Nazis?
We've seen y'all before. We've seen
When?
you before.
When? I am. You guys are the ones that are essentially anti-Semitic.
I have no idea what they're screaming. There we are, perfectly sane people wearing balaclavas, which always makes you look like the good guys, and communist stars from the
Communist
pensioners.
star, yeah, because obviously the communist regime famously good on LGBTQ rights and
They built them their own camps so
Yeah.
they could be free from the
Yeah,
rest of
yeah.
homophobic society.
free housing and free food. I mean, not that much of it.
Free
but-
healthcare.
Yeah.
It's very socialist. You got the much as everyone else, which is none. But it's not the only situation. There's also the fact that, as Andy No posts here, and you should go check Andy No, of course, horse-mounted police at the university cleared away protesters to allow Matt Walsh attendees to leave safely. This in contrast to Berkeley, etc., from 6 years ago now, where they just let them burn everything, which is progress, I suppose. The police actually doing as instructed. But let's enjoy that as well. Now, the Matt Walsh fan club there, I'm sorry to disappoint you, I don't think he's going to do it. So just not on the agenda, I don't think. But maybe next year, maybe next protest. Anyway, we'll continue with just the evidence from this, which is just more whiting children, of course, because
And
this is what
they
the
just
left is
hate him
reduced to.
for positing the question, what is a woman?
Yes, it is that simple. The West is this much of an embarrassment that this is what
And
our,
it makes
our
them
youth go off and do.
It makes them angry because they can't answer.
Yeah, I mean, there are some questions in there between some of the audience, but the rest of them just seem absolutely mad. This one here, they're screeching about the fact that him being here it disrupted to my being as a whole.
That sounds like a mental health condition,
Yeah.
and I recommend you see a physician.
Sounds like you're hearing voices or something.
Yeah.
You need help.
Yeah. That's a you problem, not a Matt Walsh problem.
Yeah, there's also them screeching about white Jesus, which I don't understand, to say the least.
Yeah.
The next link, please. We can see here. F your white Jesus? Antifa shout hate speech at a woman outside the far left protest against Matt Walsh, blah, 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 blah. But it's just, what does white Jesus got to do with any of this?
Yeah.
I guess it's this is the thing about left-wing narratives. They all kind of coalesce. All their movements coalesce.
Yeah.
That you end up protesting random things at different protests. Yeah. Like I went to a what was it? There was a bad man event. I can't say his name. He was holding some event showing a documentary about grooming in Telford.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to the left-wing side and I was checking out them. And 50% of the time they were chanting things like "Throw the Tories in the sea."
Yeah.
I was like, what Tories?
Yeah.
There are no Tories for 100 miles.
And also, most Tories own yachts because they're successful. So if you put them in the sea, they're just going to have a nice time.
They'll just get back on their jet skiing,
Yeah.
ride away into the sunset. But anyway, you see here they're screaming about white Jesus. I suppose, I guess so. If we're going to engage in this, we'll also engage in every other left-wing narrative at once, because that's life. We can see here, we now have black history books, which presumably, if these people get their way on educating the youth, I mean, this will be the next thing. Black history book here, explaining to the youth about black history. How we have here the conquest of Alexandria by the Caliphate.
Alexandria, of course, being a city in Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Egypt. Populated by black people.
Yep, Africans.
Yep. And was conquered by the other blacks, the Caliphate black people of Arabia. I think that's about right.
Yeah.
I mean, as we can see here, someone saying the Muslim conquest of Egypt is now black history. Good to know. I mean, there is another question. What is a woman? That's complex enough. What is a black person?
yeah. Well, it's not Kanye West, apparently.
Not Kanye West, but the Prophet Muhammad, yes. Which, good. Try and sell that one to the Muslims. I don't think they'll agree. However, we also have solutions of more education coming from BLM. This is a hilarious one Andy found. So you see here BLM Portland activists being upset that there's security cameras capturing them in their attacks. So if we click on the first one here, we have Admiral of the Sea here saying, friendly reminder to liberals, your ring cam cancels out your Black Lives Matter sign.
That's the doorbell. The cameras you get in doorbells now, so you can see, the Amazon delivery driver chucking your box or whatever.
Or someone stealing your box.
Yeah.
Or someone trying to burn your house down.
Yeah.
Or the neighbour's house,
Yeah.
etc., etc. And if you go to the next image on that tweet, we can see why exactly. This is a BLM account saying, it's shocking to me that people still don't get that anti-criminality measures are anti-black measures.
Oh my God! What are they implying?
I don't know. I want to leave. I don't want to be here.
That sounds a little bit racist.
100% racist. To be
God.
genuinely black, you have to be a criminal. BLM signs off on that statement, which is why they also believe that the conquest of Alexandria was black because of murder. I don't know. I don't want to be involved in this conversation.
Can we celebrate the British Empire's conquests of places?
That was black history because we murdered all the locals. Therefore, we was black. If that's their definition now, I mean they don't have one for a woman, but we finally arrived at one for being black, I suppose.
That sounds very racist.
Yeah, although speaking of which, they do have one fact they suppose they can use, which is the 13% now have become 60%, in case you were wondering. This is the latest FBI crime statistics for homicide. Of known people who have committed the homicide, black Americans make up now 60% of those who do it. They are also about 60% of the victims, of course.
And 12% of the population.
12, 13,
right.
I think is the ring. Although, of course, it's not all black people, because black women don't go out and commit murders. It's black men, so it's 7%. Except it's not all black men, because it's not, pensioners. So you get down to about people in the working age of, what was it, about 18 to 25?
Yeah, violent crime is mostly, 16 to 25.
So it's about 2% that commit 60% of the murders.
Yeah.
Pareto distribution, it's an amazing thing. Love mathematics, anyway.
And of
That's
course,
that.
the majority victims of these murders
Also black men.
are also black men. So, by encouraging the police to step back and not prosecute this crime, you're actually encouraging violence and death in,
what you should
in
do
black
is
communities.
destroy your CCTV and your Ring doorbell, and that way you'll be helping the black community.
Yeah.
They swear. Which, good suggestions, BLM. Thanks for that. Otherwise, that is the Muslim MAGA Alliance, which I'm looking forward to.
Thanks for watching this segment from the podcast Lotus Eaters. If you enjoyed that, you can subscribe to our website to access our premium content, including this recent epochs that Carl and Beau have done, talking about William the Conqueror. This is part 3 of a multi-part series they have been doing. If you'd like to find even more, you can follow us on Getter at lotuseaters_com. Thank you and goodbye.